Eight more to 500, sunshine. Keep on shining. Yes, thank you. Green finger, as always. Thank you so much. I appreciate when anybody steps up and just lets me know that, hey, it's a little off. If you don't know, and hopefully this adds to the motivation of it all. Listen, you guys, this is perfect for motivation. Everything's not always going to be perfect. It's not. You're going to run into problems, into situations, things that catch you off guard and make you have to just stop for a second and reanalyze the situation. This is what makes it different for different people, how you deal with that. Some people lose their shit when stuff doesn't go right. They freak out, they drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? And instead of dropping the ball, instead of losing your shit, instead of losing focus of what the actual goal is, you're more focused on the fact that there's a problem. You're more focused on the fact that things aren't right the way it looks. At this point, I don't care that it looks or sounds bad to you guys right now. What I care about is that it continues to look bad or sounds bad to you guys. So therefore what I want is to fix it, but I want to do it in a way that doesn't raise my anxiety and it make my deodorant work harder. You know? And something about that is the fact that you have to put yourself in situations where you have to deal with this. You got to learn how to deal with that cortisone intake. You got to learn how to deal with that influx of adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to not let that make you shake. There are people out there who are in situations where they're trying to stop bombs from blowing up and they are cool as a cucumber. But they're like that because they put themselves in that position over and over and over again and they practice. Just like Rodney just said, I am literally 8 shows away from 500. 499 shows ago or 300 shows ago, this same thing could have happened, and I probably would have lost my nerve. It would have knocked me off of my game. It would have made it difficult for me to continue and do what I want to do. But because I've done this so many times, it's like, all right, bet, what's up? We're just going to run through the list of things that we think it can be, and once we get to what we think it is, we keep moving. You have to learn to pivot. There's a word. That's a word I need to add to there. You have to learn to pivot. You have to learn what it means that at a moment's notice, we can't keep holding on to the first plan we had. It's time to move to the next one. Don't sit on a sinking ship. But at the same time, if you feel like you can get the motor started, get the motor started and keep going. But once you realize, even if I start the motor, the ship is still down. The ship is still going down. Get the hell off. Don't sit there and stay on a sinking ship. We want to do so many things, but we want the perfection of it. There is no such thing as perfection. There is progress until perfection. But you'll never reach perfection. You'll just gain more and more progress. With that comes more and more intelligence. It comes more professionalism. You know, it's not just a thought or it's not just your feelings. You have all of this progress behind you to back up the statement that you're saying or the decision that you're making. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Hopefully, I didn't just go off on my own little tangent and be in my own little world, but it for me it makes absolute sense. If we sit and just focus on the problem and what we're worried about, there's two things that we can't do in that shutdown that happens. One of the things that we can't do is we can't decide when to pivot, when to not give up. That's not what I'm saying. Pivoting is not giving up. Pivoting is making an absolute decision that, okay, from here, I have to do something different to keep going forward. Okay? So we lose our shit and we can't pivot, or we lose our shit and we can't provide solutions. If you're in a problem and you can't think of 2 or 3 solutions to try to fix the problem, you're just going down with the ship. Something that I do with my children is when my kids come to me with a problem, and whether or not my mom knows she did this, but my mom used to do this as well. When my kids come to me with a problem, I don't try to solve their problem for them. I give them an opportunity to come up with something. And then I ask them to give me some other solutions just in case that doesn't work, which forces your brain to try to analyze. It forces your brain to try to think instead of waiting for someone to become your savior. Men, a lot of times, this is why women get mad at y'all, and we call it mansplaining, or men have this thing where they just want to solve the problem. You come to a man and you tell him what's going on with you, and then he's telling you, as a woman feels, we feel like you're telling us what to do. We didn't want you to solve the problem. We wanted to be there. We wanted you to be there to be an ear, someone that we could try to bounce ideas off of, that we could figure it out with. But if you just give me the solution, within the next time I come up to a problem that can be very similar to this, I got to come back to you to get you to figure it out again, instead of you helping me process so that I could figure it out for myself. I'm telling y'all, critical thinking. Exactly. That's what it's called, critical thinking. And men, y'all take women as, you don't want to listen to what I had to say. You don't want to just do what I told you to do. Baby, it's not that I don't want to just do what you told me to do, but how the fuck did you get there? Help me figure out how you got there, so the next time you ain't here, or the next time I need to do it without being able to ask you, I can get to that same conclusion. We do it to our children all the time. Your kid comes in and they tell you, Mom, I can't tie my shoe. And instead of you helping them figure out the bunny ear, loop, swoop, scoop, in the hole, out the hole, whatever it is you do to teach your kid to do the little thing, you just tie their shoe for them. We got to stop doing that. And it's on both ends. One, stop allowing somebody to cripple you like that and just give you the answer. Stop them. Be like, no, I don't want the answer. I want you to help me come up with an answer. Let it be my answer. You help me get there. And 2, stop being that for a person, because you're crippling other people and you're not allowing them to be able to have good decision-making skills. Conflict resolution based on formal communication to process. See, this is what I like. Pastor Get Right, I like you. We can have conversations. We could talk. Changing your thinking and thought process to create a different outcome or outlook. It's something that as humans we have to work on a lot more. You know, Selective Outrage is here, and I know what he heard. He heard the part about me saying men just want to answer the question for us, or they just want to give us the answer. And it feels like that, whether that's how y'all brain work or whether that's what y'all really trying to do, that's how we feel. We come to y'all with a problem and you just want to solve it for us. And then when you solving it for us and we trying to tell y'all that's not necessarily what we wanted, it becomes, we don't listen. We're hard-headed. You don't just do what I'm telling you to do. I just gave you the answer. Just do what I told you to do. But you didn't teach me. Like you missed some of the steps. And so now I'm still dependent upon you. If you're really here to be my partner, then I don't want dependency. I want communication and learning and more. Am I looking at this different? Am I wrong? Are y'all seeing this different from what I'm seeing it? Or are y'all what? Let me know. Let's see. Pastor Get Right said, I'm a social worker and I heard you communicated a need. Exactly. And I like that. I think it's the way that you think allows you to be able to see a way to give the information without forcing it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this works out. Let's see. Like I said, Greenfinger let me know that the sound is much better. Trouble don't last always. That's exactly right, Rodney. Trouble does not last always unless you give up, unless you stop trying to think of a solution, unless you stop working towards the ideal of progress and not necessarily perfection, right? So just thinking about it like that. Rodney also said, get him, Reverend Rains. Them doors of the church are now open. I like that. Oh, Big Boy said I'm wrong. Okay, Big Boy, can you write a complete sentence? Just telling me I'm wrong is non-communicational. How am I wrong? Finish your sentence. I'd like that. Let's see. Selective Outrage says, I don't think your opinion is wrong, but it's important to remember we can't escape hardwiring. And I absolutely, I get it. I get it. But if you're with somebody and you see they react that way when you do that, even though that's your hardwiring, isn't there a part of you that wants to try things differently so that it works with that person? Like, I'm a firm believer that in dating and relationships, a lot of times we think the way that we are, it's okay for everybody, like, whatever. But we know that when we're teaching our kids or when we're raising our kids, I can't be the same parent to my daughter that I am to my son. They're two completely different people. So when you're in a relationship, why would you try to be the same exact person to everybody that you date? No. Or everybody you're in a relationship with? No. You have to be the person that they can get with. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to tweak or change little things about how you interact or how you do things to fit or coupling with that person just a little bit better. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying change your personality for every person. What I'm saying is this person might like it a little bit lukewarm while this person like it hot. You still giving them water. I'm just saying maybe the temperature might be a little bit different. Yeah? No. Okay, so let's see. Pastor said forcing information or having a perceived notion or prejudice. Big Boy says, because some things you can't teach or better have. Some things are there for good. I'm still a little off there. Y'all can always call in. The phone lines are working. 404-254-4347. If you want to have this conversation with me so I can really understand you and you ain't got to type it, 404-254-4347. The phone lines are open. Call hits 92.3. One has to hear, listen, and understand from an objective and observation. Exactly. And knowing you didn't write it right. He talking about you didn't read it right. You didn't write it right. I read exactly the words you wrote. Cause CUZZ, something you can't teach your better half. Some things 100, therefore good. 100. I read it exactly the way you said. You did not make it make sense. That's not on me. That's on you. Okay. This has gone longer than I wanted it to go. Y'all know my motivation usually about 15 minutes in the morning, but we done started a conversation. Basically, when you're with someone, just understand that you might have to find a different way to explain things to them so that they can digest it. And not everybody wants you to either A, force feed them and cut up their meat for them so that they can digest it. Some people want you to explain the recipe. Some people want to know how you got where you are or how your mind made it there. They don't want the solution. They want the path of understanding. And I feel a lot of times that in relationships with men, whether this is as Big Boy or as Big Boy was saying in a coupling relationship, sometimes it could be your boss. Sometimes it could just be, you know, people that you interact with. I don't necessarily mean sexual or intimate relationships, but there are times where when women and men have to talk and interact with each other, men are just straight to the solution and straight to the point, whereas sometimes a woman wants more understanding, and men look at it as we're not listening, or we're hard-headed, or we want to talk back. And it's not that. It's just, you just told me Z and you missed A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and S, T, U, and V, W, X, Y. Why did we get all the way through all of this and I didn't get to know none of that, but we just got to Z? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? So, let's see. Somebody said, hey, from Madagascar. Hey, Madagascar, how you doing? Afro, Afro circus. Okay, I'm sorry. Polka dot, Afro. Okay, I'm sorry. Big Boy said, for the good, like some things, they don't need to know everything, okay? Y'all infer what he was saying with that. Okay. It's not about teaching. It's about learning how to teach them for who they are, not for who I am. Exactly. The same thing. You don't see the world for what it is. You see the world for what you are. Maybe that didn't go with what he's saying, but that's what my brain just hit. Okay, here's Selective Outrage. And if you don't know who Selective Outrage, this is Chubbs. Chubbs used to be on Hits 92.3, and I absolutely love the way Chubbs' mind thinks. For one, he does not give a damn if he hurts your feelings, but two, he's able to be on both sides of the fence. He gonna say niggas ain't shit, but he gonna say bitches ain't shit too. And I meant it exactly the way I said it, okay? And that's why he's cool. Okay, maybe I'm misspeaking when I say hardwire. I'm saying problem solving to a degree is indoctrinated in men and women. Men are predominantly predisposed to want to fix the problems of the women they love. And we get it. You're absolute. What you just said is absolute. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Y'all, in your mind, y'all absolutely just want to go to the fix it. Like, just fix it. I'm done. I fixed it. I got it. We get that. Nurturers, if women by nature are nurturers don't just fix it. They want to kind of help you and guide you and teach you, right? And so if you just fix it for me, I can't nurture the next. I got to send them to you to fix it. That's how I would think about it. Like, if I came to you, there are times when I just want you to fix it. It's a bug. Kill it. Don't tell me how to kill this bug. Go kill it. I just need you to fix this. Okay? Go kill it. But I don't know. I got to think of one. Babe, my boss is at work and he keep grabbing my ass, and I need you to, like, how do I deal with this situation? I don't want you to go to my job and whoop my boss's ass. I don't want you to do that, because now I'm going to lose my job. But I do want you to be like, okay, well, next time you go to work, I want you to, record this, catch him doing this, take this to HR, help me to fix it. I don't need your solution. I know how you're going to fix it, and that's fine. If I come at you like that, that's what's up. But if I'm coming at you wanting information, then be willing to give me information. No? It's almost like giving information at some points for men is like, oh my God, I got to explain this to you again. But it's like you never did. You just fixed it. Yeah? No? Chubbs, I know you probably at work, on the way to work, something, but call in, please. 404-254-4347. The phone number ain't never changed. Pastor, get right. I would love to talk to you too. You seem intelligent and can make a sentence. 404-254-4347. Call in. Let's see. We got a couple of comments and a new person. Big Boy says, some shit is personal. It don't matter if we together or married. Pastor Get Right says you got to meet them where they're at. Dennis Locklear said, shaking my damn head, just out there too much, but I bet you don't even see it. Okay, I don't get what that is. Um, um, some folks talking to each other. It is our essence to fix it. Stop being crazy and accept us, or get you a woman. Okay. It's not about acceptance or not accepting. It's about just saying that if we can learn to work together better, what's wrong with trying? I want to understand you better. So if there's something that I'm doing that isn't working for us, it isn't making our puzzle piece fix, then why not discuss it so that we can try to have better understanding of each other instead of just being like, oh, I don't have, I don't talk about my feelings, just take it. Like what? Like no, that's the men of yesteryear. I think men nowadays are more open to conflict resolution. That causes conflict. It's just saying, oh, I'm a man. Huh. Take it. Like, no, I think you're smarter than that. I think you can be smarter than that. And if you can't be, I'm not attracted to you because I'm attracted to men like Pastor Get Right who can understand that we can talk about this shit. Pastor says, when men want to tell time, women want to know how the clock works. I like that. Yes, I'll accept that. Big Boy said, that's me. I don't like communication with my spouse because my lifestyle and their safety. You don't like communication with your spouse because the causality from that has no bearing on it. You don't like communication with your spouse. So how do y'all get things done? Like, okay. Pathfinder is here. Hey, Pathfinder. He said, the problem, I think, is we don't know how to work together. We don't want to listen to each other. Y'all want to know something that I plan on doing to my kids when they get in a relationship with somebody? Like if they decide, oh, I want to move in with my boyfriend, or oh, I want to be in a relationship with this person, I'm going to buy them some IKEA furniture. Take the instructions out and be like, y'all can live together, have my blessings, all that, if y'all can put this furniture together without the instructions. Can y'all figure this out together? And there are so many different ways that they could have figured this out. Because me, personally, you hand me a box and no instructions. First thing I'm going to do is be like, all right, babe, you go ahead and take everything out. I'm about to call IKEA and see if we can't get the instructions. At least now we have a basis to start with instead of us trying to figure this out and you don't know and I don't know. Okay, just because they took the instructions don't mean we can't get some. That's what counseling is. Just because we don't know don't mean we can't get no help. You know what I mean? Like, it's how you look at things. Selective Outrage says, also, teaching is a form of intimacy. So I do think it's important to ask the person that you love, do you just want to be heard, or do you want me to fix it? That line right there, I think, could really change a lot of relationships.